Hello, everybody. This is Latasha. I'm co-hosting for Gloria today, doing the recording for I'm Loving Me project. And I have with me an awesome, awesome young woman that I can't wait for everybody to hear everything that she's doing. I happen to be on Instagram, and I found her page. At the time, it had 12,000 followers. And this was maybe 5 days ago. And now it has 12.5 thousand followers. So Kymani, I would love for you to tell us a little bit about yourself and tell us how you're doing what you're doing with Instagram and what else you're doing with yourself.
Okay, well, my name is Kymani Palmer. I'm from Jamaica. I'm 19 years old and I'm a business student at the University of Technology. That's in
Okay.
Jamaica, obviously. I go to the Western campus and I'm a marketing major. And
Okay.
yeah, I started Kinky Miracle about a year ago, and I didn't know that it would be where it is now. Like, it's not where I really want it to be, but the fact that it has grown into something that could like help to inspire persons like myself, I'm really proud of it. And I just thank the
Yes.
Lord that it's here. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, yes. That is so awesome. So tell us a little bit more about your page. The Instagram is Kinky Miracle. So how
Yeah.
did you come up with the name? What was the inspiration to make you just say one day, like I want to do a page like this because I feel like this ties into you loving yourself and wanting others
Yes.
to love themselves.
Yes. Okay. So I wasn't always confident, right? Um, in Jamaica, it's not every Jamaican, but they have a preference for like a lighter skinned woman. Like they will call them
Okay.
browning, right?
Yeah.
I know that in Jamaica they have like a skin bleaching issue, right?
Yeah.
And it's not true, but for some Jamaicans, if you bleach your skin or if you have a lighter complexion, they would perceive you as being pretty or,
Mm,
yeah, colorism
yeah.
basically. But
Yeah.
when I was younger, I was really confident in myself. I was confident of my dark skin. I didn't really like my kinky hair. And like how in America you guys would say relax your hair, put
Yes.
in perm. Yeah, in Jamaica we say you cream your hair, right?
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
a lot of persons when I went to high school, they used to have like perms and creams in the hair to make it straight. And I would want to do that to my hair, because I used to go to my mother and be like, Mommy, I can cream my hair, please, I can make my hair straight. And she was like, No. I'm like, why, Mommy? She was like, I want you to embrace your natural beauty. I want you to appreciate your natural beauty. And I'm really glad that I had a mother like that because not everyone's mother would have done that. They would be like, oh, you want
Yes.
to cream your hair? Okay, come. They would straighten them
Yes.
hair and so forth. And like in the summers, some persons, they would get like weave and extensions. My mother wouldn't allow me to do that. She would
Oh
I would
wow.
either wear my natural hair or I would put
Mhm.
in braids, right? And
Wow.
eventually it made me like appreciate my natural beauty more. And when I
Mhm.
was little, I had eczema. So, I
Mhm.
had a lot of bumps and spots on my face and I was insecure. And so,
Yeah.
I did I researched and I did things to like get rid of the bumps and the acne and everything. And I started to see my beauty. And because of this, I
Mhm.
started to appreciate it also. And because of that, I wanted other girls just like me to appreciate their beauty also. So therefore,
Right.
I started this Kinky Miracle page, right? Because
Okay.
I
Well,
didn't see any
wait.
other
One
pages in
second.
Jamaica doing it.
Can we please shout your mother out, okay? Because there are not a lot of mothers out there that were like that. This is what, maybe what, 10, 15 years ago? Maybe 10 years ago?
No, like I left high
5?
school 2 years ago.
Oh my lord. Made me feel so old. I'm
I'm
sorry.
19.
So, yeah, it's a lot more people embracing it now, but I just wanted to give your mother a shout out for being confident in what you were already born with. So, shout out to mom for that. But yeah,
Yes, I
keep the
love mommy so
story.
much. Like she's my
Yes.
inspiration, and she keeps
Aww.
pushing me.
That's so good. So you were talking about like having bumps and stuff and being not being confident. So what did you do? Like how did you gain this confidence that you have? Because usually a lot of 19-year-olds are still trying to find themselves, and you sound like, an old soul. You sound like you're in your 30s. When it comes to confidence and stuff, yes.
Okay, so what I did to gain my confidence, like sometimes I would look in the mirror and the fact that I saw like my acne and everything just going away, I would be like, you know that this acne, it doesn't define my beauty.
Right.
I would tell myself that over and over. And then once I started to realize that I am a beautiful woman with or without the acne, I just started to
Mhm.
embrace the fact that this is me, this is Kymani. Like nothing is going to change about Kymani. This is Kymani with the dark skin, the big eyes, the small lips, and God made me how I am. So I just, with
Right.
time, I became more grateful of what I had, because
That's
not
awesome.
not every 16 or 15-year-old is going to go on the internet and research remedies for eczema and try and use it. Some people would just start using makeup, and that was another thing with my mother. She didn't allow me to use makeup.
Mm.
Like she said, no makeup,
Okay.
no lipstick,
Mhm.
nothing.
Mhm.
So
Wow.
eventually, I just said, all right, mommy, if you won't allow me to wear these things, right, let me enhance my beauty by taking care of myself. And so I did that.
So let me ask you this. One day did you happen to just look in a mirror and just, like just say, I'm going to start loving myself, because you told me already what you saw when you looked in the mirror. But what day do you think it was where it just came to you and it was like, you know what, I'm loving me? Because once I do that, everything else will fall into place.
I think that day occurred when I decided to do the Kinky Miracle page, because
Mm.
not only did I do it in order to like inspire other persons, but
Yeah.
also because I was just in that point, when some teenagers go through a transitional period in their life.
Yes.
Yeah, I was at that point. Like as I said in our previous conversation, I just wanted to leave high school and then do law and
Mhm.
then be a lawyer, right? But there was a point where I'm like, do I really want to do law? Like, is there something more? Because in Jamaica, majority of the persons when they go to university, they either study to become a lawyer or a doctor,
Mhm.
and so like the market was very saturated with that. And
Yeah.
so when I decided that I was loving myself, it wasn't just the physical aspects of myself I was loving. I was also
Mhm.
loving my qualities in terms of like my talents and what I can do. And so that it basically goes back to the fact that, okay, because I love my qualities, I love the fact that I can embrace my natural beauty. I love the fact
Mhm.
that I can actually help to encourage someone else who has problems similar to me with the eczema and the self-confidence issues. So
Right.
I put all of that into just my page, and once I saw that my page grew, I was so I was so happy, and it gave me the drive to actually inspire other people.
Yeah, that is awesome. So I want you to talk about the other aspect of what you do, because you're not just a student and you're not just someone who runs an Instagram account. You also have your own business. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Okay, well, my business is named after my Instagram, Kinky Miracle, and for now, it's just a hair care business, and I want to extend into skincare, right?
Okay.
And for now, I just have three products. I have hair oils, moisturizers, and curling custard, and it's just all natural. I make them myself,
Mhm.
right?
Nice.
And it also came when I started to take care of my natural hair,
Okay.
because my hair wasn't always this long. You're not going to see it now because I have it up in a bun, but my hair wasn't
Mhm.
long, right?
Okay.
And it like when the natural hair movement began in America, it had an impact in Jamaica also, because I
Mhm.
realized that my friends who had the relaxers in their hair, they started to go back natural, right? And then
Mm.
I'm like, if you're going back natural, I can take care of my natural hair. So I started to
Right.
like research, and I started to I tried different products, but none of them work for me. I'm not bashing any company, but I'm just saying none of
Right.
them work
Right.
for
I
me.
understand.
All right,
Mhm.
so I started to make my own. And then when I started to make my own, I'm like, my hair is actually soft. My hair is getting curly, my hair is this, my hair is that. And you know, when I went to school one day, someone was like, wow, what did you do to your hair? So I said, I make my own products. At
Hmm.
the time, I didn't have the business, but I was like, I made my own products and I used it. And then they used
Right.
it in their hair, and then they told their friends, and it just became,
Wow.
yes.
So how long ago did you start making your own products? Like 15, 16 years old?
I think I started when I was 17 going on to 18.
Okay.
Right? I started the formulation of the products,
Okay.
right? And then when everything was okay, like to my standard, I started to like take my time and like sell them to my friends
Oh,
and to my family and like friends of friends, and then yeah.
okay. So you got your little following now, right?
Yeah. You could say that.
Okay. That is awesome. Wow. So if you could tell someone who is probably going through the same things that you went through with colorism and everything like that in Jamaica, something for inspiration or motivation if they have an idea to start their own business or whatever it is, what advice would you give them?
I would tell them to have patience because
Mm,
at the end of the day, it's not a race. And if you think it's a race, you're only racing with yourself.
yes.
Because, yes, somebody might look at me and say, oh, she started her own business. She's this, she's that, she's whatever. But I'm not where I want to be, right? And
Right.
I don't know if you guys think this, but American culture heavily influences Jamaican culture, right? And
Hmm.
like your influencers and your celebrities, they influence us, right? And
Right.
so when we see like Kylie Jenner and we see all these people and they have like these businesses, we have to remember that, or the person that I'm talking to, they have to remember that these persons, they already had a foundation, right?
Right.
So if
Right.
you if you're really serious about starting a business, I would recommend to them that they need to find what they're passionate about. Because,
Hmm.
for example, you can't just get up one day and say, okay, I'm gonna sell tires. All right, selling
Right.
tires, that's fine, but do you like to drive? Can you drive? What do you know about
Hmm.
cars? You understand? Like I didn't get up one day and say, oh, I'm gonna make hair products. It was a process for me,
I
right? Like
understand.
I had my insecurities. I went through my insecurities. You know, I had short hair. I did things, I researched. I found a love for it. So I would recommend first find your passion. And then after you
Hmm.
find your passion, you have to remember that things take time. Like Rome wasn't built in a day. And for me,
Hmm.
I'm building my room. Like my room isn't there yet, but I'm
Yes.
in the process. You understand? So they have to
Yes.
take those things into consideration. And don't be afraid to ask for help,
Mm.
because yeah, I
Yeah.
was at a point where I was afraid to ask for help. Like I thought people would laugh at me. I
Right.
thought people would look at me and be like, "What you do? What are you doing?" You understand?
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
if I didn't ask for help from like my friends and like my mother, maybe I wouldn't be where I am now. You
That's
understand?
true. That's true. So now, what are the next things that you are looking at accomplishing? Because I see your page is growing, daily, and we want people to know as well if they want to do any promotional work or anything with you, they can definitely inbox you on Instagram. You have not only the 12,000 followers, but I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, you get like 1 million impressions a week. So that
Yes,
means that million people are
1.7
seeing
million a
whatever's
week.
posted. 1.7 million. That's
Yeah.
almost 2 million impressions a week. That means that for the people who don't know, because I'm just learning Instagram too, when you look at explore, when you go to search for somebody, and then on the bottom it says explore and videos you might like and posts you might like, that's where Kinky Natural will come up. And that's actually how I found her, because I happened to just be looking at things and it was more so hair related and natural melanin and just loving yourself. And she came up under there. So if you have a business that you want some promotion for, her page is definitely where to go. Because I went on there, I saw some posts got 2,000 likes and 3,000 likes and 4,000 likes in less than 24 hours. So, definitely reach out to her because whatever she's doing is working. But I wanted to know, like, what are your next steps? Because you have your business that you started, and like you said, you're being patient with it, and you're going to school and everything. You're really busy for sure. But I can imagine you have, like, your goal list. So we're just wondering, what is 2019 supposed to be doing for you?
All right. So in 2019, I see establishment, right,
Okay.
for my business in terms of I want to launch my site. I want to
Okay.
go into like the American market. I want my followers to like be able to try my products, get the feedback from it. I want a
Mhm.
wider audience, as well as
Okay.
I'm very interested in going into skincare, as I said before. I want to start with like stretch mark creams, spot
Mm.
creams, like under eye creams, like body wash, and those things.
Yeah.
And I've started to formulate some. You understand?
Okay.
So that's what I see
Okay.
myself for now in 2019. I have other plans, but let's just start with Kinky Record first, and then,
Yes.
you know,
Well, I'm excited about that. Like, I hope that I'll be able to try some stuff soon. I'm waiting for it. I could definitely use some. I can hopefully use some of my daughters since it's all natural. They're 2 and 4. I can give some to my son as well. He's 12. My husband can use some. He has a beard, so he's always moisturizing that. So we can get him on it too. We could be the Kinky Miracle family, and then I could pass them out to my friends and family. Send me some samples, pass them on out. If y'all want some samples, let us know. We'll get some to you too. And, let's support us. That's what it's about. It takes a village, to do things. And if we all start supporting each other as a community, we can be that much greater. So I'm just so
exactly.
excited for the things that you're doing. And I just wanted you to touch a little bit more on the colorism that you said you experienced in Jamaica, because being here, and I'm from the South, I'm from South Carolina, but I grew up in New York. And I grew up around the late 80s, early 90s. So I remember going through some of that where when a girl was light skinned, she was prettier, or if somebody had what they call nice eyes, which were either hazel eyes or brown eyes, they were like better than you. And being dark skinned and having kinky hair. When my mother did my hair, she always seemed very frustrated. So, eventually when she kept saying, oh, you just need to get a perm, you need to get a perm, I was 11 years old and I begged her for a perm. And at first she didn't want to take me, but then, I wound up going, and I kept getting a perm until I was 33. Because the last perm I got was the year I got married in 2013. And I haven't gotten a perm since. And I just think about it now, like, what was I doing? Like, it's stressful getting a perm. Like, you don't know because you didn't have one. But every 2 weeks you're going to the beauty parlor, because if you sweat, that's it. Your hair is stringy. It's a mess. It doesn't hold up right. You like that perm smell. So it's like now people are perming their hair every 6 weeks. They're damaging their scalps. They're damaging their hair because it's breaking. It's really dry. Sometimes people perm their own hair and they don't know that they're not supposed to leave it in for that long, or they take it out too fast. It's been linked to fibroids in women because African American women have like the most numbers when it comes to fibroids. So, I just think about all of this stuff and I'm like, I see it affected you there too. And a lot of times, I don't know if you know, but Jamaica has influenced places here a lot too, like New York, please forget about it. Growing up in the 90s, it was about Jamaicans and Hondurans. And the people that know me that are watching this know I'm telling the truth. Everybody wanted to be from Jamaica. Everybody tried to do an accent. Everybody was whining, So it was just like to hear that y'all are influenced by us the way that you're influenced by us. It's really, really cool. So I just wonder, like, as a girl growing up and as a young woman there still now, what do you think about what you're going through when it comes to that? Because I'm sure the colorism didn't go anywhere, and I'm sure it's harder for you in terms of like even starting this business. Like, what are the pitfalls that you've endured starting this business?
Well, okay. So, as I've said before, in Jamaica, I'm not saying all Jamaicans, right? Because
Right,
not everyone is like this. I'm not going to
right,
stereotype my people, okay? I would
right,
never.
right,
But
right.
like some Jamaican men, they would prefer the lighter set of women, right? And like you see
Mm-hmm.
this in advertising a lot, like especially when you go on our local TV station like TVJ and TVM, like when you look in the advertisements, if it's something positive, you would see the lighter skinned woman with like the
Mm,
wavier textured hair promoting something
yeah.
more, you know,
Yeah.
something more positive. And then if it's something on the negative side, you would see like darker, like complexions like mine or darker.
Right.
Like, you know,
Right.
colorism is everywhere. I'm not blaming black people
Mhm.
for colorism, you understand? Because, you know, it comes from slavery, etc., etc. But
Right.
it does affect our daily lives as Jamaican. When I was little growing up, my mother
Mhm.
told me that back in her days,
Mhm.
for example, if you wanted to get certain jobs, you had to be like certain complexion, right?
Mm.
I don't know if
Okay.
it's still going on now. I highly doubt that because when I go into like, for example, the banks, I see like bank managers who are my complexion, and I thank God for that,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
And in certain supervisory positions, I do see persons who are my complexion. So
Right.
yeah, but my mommy used to tell me that back in her days, you would have to be like light skin in order to get like a bank manager or like a bank teller position, right?
Mm.
And
Mhm.
I went to Montego Bay High School for girls, right?
Okay.
And my mother told me that back in her time, because she went to a different high school, right? She told me
Mhm.
that the persons who went to that high school, they were just fair complexion, like light skin, right?
Mhm.
And like no, times have changed because I went to that school, so obviously time changed. But
Yeah.
in terms of like my business,
Mhm.
last year September I did a launch. I did this in my community, and I
Mm.
was the what would you call it? The poster girl for my own business, right? Because it's my business.
Yes.
But I did like a
You're a
poster.
brand.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. I did a poster and it was just me on it, and I had my curling custard in my hand and I was smelling it, right? And I love the picture. My skin looks so smooth, so dark, so velvety, everything, right? But I realized that persons who are passing by, some people, they're making sneer remarks like they will be looking at the picture and wondering like they would have said, what may I try to do, or what am
Right.
I trying to accomplish, or you understand what I'm saying? So
Yes. Yeah.
I felt
Wow.
it, but I didn't make it get me down because there are other persons who are complimenting me, right? And
Right.
they're trying to encourage me because they're saying, if I'm 19 and I saw the need for like a business, because at the end of the day, one of the biggest threats or one of the biggest disadvantages for a Jamaican teenager like myself, like
Mhm.
there are a lot of opportunities.
Mhm.
Jamaica is filled with geniuses. There are so many
Mm.
brilliant minds in my country. I'm not even saying this because I'm from Jamaica. Like, I
Right.
see it in my class, I see it when I'm growing up, right? But one of the
Mhm.
biggest things is that there are not many opportunities. That's why majority of us or some of us we try to migrate to Canada, or we try to migrate to the States, or we try to migrate to England because we don't want to be in that cycle of poverty, right?
Mm.
So
Mhm.
first, when someone came to me and they're like, the fact that I'm even trying to help out my country just
Yeah.
by being an entrepreneur, like I should
Yes.
admit that get me down. People are
Mhm.
going to talk, people are going to make their sneer remarks, you're always going to have trolls no matter what. Any
Yes.
country, USA, Canada, it doesn't matter, right? And
Right.
you know, when they said that, it really encouraged me because at the end of the day, I'm doing something good. You understand?
Yes.
Like
Yes.
my logo, it's black, green, and gold to show you
Okay.
how I want to pay homage to my country, right?
Yes.
And like at the end of the day, I didn't start Kinky Miracle to say, okay, I want to be a millionaire. I want to make money. I want to be like this person. I want to be like that person. I didn't start it like
Right.
I didn't. That was not my intention. My
Mhm.
intention was to inspire other people, right? Because when I
Mhm.
started my page, my friends got inspired also, and they're
Mm.
in the process of trying to start their own business because
Oh
they
wow.
see that there is a need in Jamaica for businesses.
Yeah.
You understand?
Wow.
And like if we could start our own businesses and own our own businesses, I really think that Jamaica could really change for the better.
Wow, that is awesome. Like, I'm listening to you talk, and I've been talking to you all week, and you are so intelligent and so smart. And I'm just so proud of you, and I don't even know you, And I'm looking forward to getting to know you more because I just can imagine what you're gonna accomplish. Like the stuff that usually stops people should have stopped you already,
Yeah,
but you're
I've
on the
been
way
through a
to it.
lot.
Yeah, I
Especially
can
like
imagine.
last year
Hmm.
November, they broke into my home, right?
Oh wow.
Yeah, I live with my parents and my sister, and
Uh huh.
they broke into my home while I was at school. And thanks be to God, I'm here because while the breaking was going on, I was coming home, right?
Wow.
Right, and God stopped it because I keep on saying to myself, what if I came home? What if they were armed? Like anything could have happened.
Yeah.
And when I was on my way to come home during the
Hmm.
breaking, I heard a voice in my head say, "Don't go home," right?
Wow.
And what I did, I was with my friend. I was coming from Spanish class,
Uh
right?
huh.
And I turned into a restaurant. And then when I went to school because I had another class, but I was gonna skip that class because I was tired.
Yeah.
Right? I was gonna skip that class because I was tired. And when I was preparing myself to go to that class because I'm like, you know what? Let me just try and go. I got a phone call from my mother, and she said to me, Kymani, don't freak out, but they broke into the house and they stole your laptop. And yeah,
Wow.
I hurried home. First of all, I was crying. I was on the floor because my laptop had all of my business plans, right? It had my business plans. It had my new logo that I was
Mhm.
making because, as I said before, I make my own logos.
Mhm.
It had my logo. It had everything that I wanted, not for just Kinky Miracle, but as I said before, I want to be an entrepreneur, so I want to make other businesses. It had all of
Right.
that, right? It had
Oh,
passwords, everything, and I was freaking out because on that day I learned to do cloud storage. I had to use a flash drive,
yes.
right?
I was gonna ask.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Oh
right.
man.
And when I came home, they stole my business money. Because as I told you before, I'm in the process of like revamping my brand. I want to make new labels, reformulate, and so forth. They stole my business
Right.
money, and this was my last. I didn't have any money in the bank, right? This
Oh
was
my
all of my
god.
savings. I wanted to buy like mango butter online as well as like aloe vera juice, and I was planning. I wrote down everything that I was going to buy online, and they stole my business money, and I lost it. I cried, I cried, I cried, I cried, I cried, I cried so much. Right? And at that moment, I said to myself, why am I doing this?
Mhm.
What is the reason why I'm doing Kinky Miracle? And I said, like, I questioned everything for so many days. And
Mhm.
I couldn't stop crying because I couldn't stop crying because I felt so unsafe, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And my mommy said that in Jamaica we have this thing called 9 day wonder. So like
Okay.
when something happens to you, like they say it usually takes 9 days for you to get over it, right? And
Mm.
even after the 9 days, I could not get over it.
I mean, it was your livelihood. It was your life. Like you were starting. You was on the path to starting to be an adult, and it's like everything was here. So it's like as
Yeah.
long as I have this, I'm gonna be fine. And that was taken. You were violated. So
Yes, I
how
felt
did you keep
violated.
going? How did you
And
keep going after that? What did you do next to like put yourself back on track?
to be honest, it's prayer and it's my mother. That's the only thing. Because the thing is, they didn't only break into my house, right? They broke into 3 houses that day. And you know what's so
Mhm.
funny? It's not as if I live in the ghetto or anything.
Mhm.
That would
Mhm.
be understandable. I live in an okay community, right? That's what I
Okay.
want to say. You,
Mhm.
yeah. right? And so when I'm hearing that they broke into my house, when I saw that they broke into my house, I'm like, what more? Because at that time, my Instagram was not growing. It hadn't grown for like 3 months, right? I was still
Mm.
at I think it was 9K. This was in November. I was at 9K,
Okay.
and as I told you previously, I wasn't making any money, right,
Mhm.
off of my post, and I didn't have any other source of income, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna stop, get a job, and start back. That was my first. That was my first reaction because at that time I had nothing else, right? And one day I was just lying down and I was just saying to myself, if I stop, who is going to take over?
Mm.
Like
Wow.
who else is going to take over? And in a way, I was still battered and I was still upset. Like
Mhm.
I didn't eat. I didn't feel safe in my community because it's one
Mhm.
thing if like you left your possession somewhere and like somebody comes up and take it up. That was negligence. You understand?
Right.
You caused that. But for you to break into my home, like you saw where I sleep, you saw where
Yeah.
I eat, you saw everything, and like they took my US dollars, they took
Mm.
everything, right? And to
Mhm.
start, like I already started over once and I have to start over again. Like
Wow.
on that day, I realized I wasn't doing this for me because if I was doing this for myself, I would have just stopped.
Wow. That's awesome. Like, I am like speechless. It's kind of like while we started the project, Gloria and I, when she came to me with the idea, it was just like it was like a bug bit me, and it seems like I just continue to hear it in my ear every day, and I'm like, what more can we do to keep it going? Because it's not about any money or anything. We know that we're going to touch the lives of 1 million women, and in touching the lives of those 1 million women, we're going to touch other people they know. Like energy, basically help the world. If you can help the world, then you've lived your life right. So, I'm just so glad that I found you, and I'm so glad you gave me the opportunity to interview you. And we got to have you back on with your products and stuff. And, you got to show us in a few months' time how everything is going, maybe 6 months to a year. Let us know how everything is going for you. I wish you the best in 2019. And I can see that you're unstoppable. Like, you're not going to let nothing stop you, whether it's money, materials, time, energy, nothing. Like you're melanin magic. You are black girl magic all day. So I
Okay.
just wish you the best, and I thank you for interviewing with us. You want to leave? People will be able to contact you on your Kinky Miracle page.
Okay, so I have an active Instagram that's at Kinky Miracle. And if you want business inquiries, you can just email me at kinkymiracle@gmail.com.
All right. Well, thank you, Kymani, for this time. I really appreciate it. She is talking to us all the way from Jamaica, so now I'm Loving Me Project has gone national, and I'm so excited about that. I mean, national, international. I'm sorry. This is my first interview, so I hope I did good. Y'all give me the feedback, please. And I just appreciate you just giving us this time and sharing your story. I'm sure you're going to inspire others. And like I said, just continue to work hard, and the way that you're going, everything will work out for you. And at the end of the day, you're going to be successful and you're going to be wealthy. So you're going to be
Thank
good.
you. Thank you
You're
so very
welcome.
much. Thank you for having me. Anything that has to do with like female empowerment, I am for it.
Yes,
So thank you
yes,
so very much.
yes. And don't forget to tell your mom that we love her, we rocking with her. Like,
I
she put you on
will.
the right path, please.
Maybe she can come on next time.
Yes, and talk about how she got to where she was to instill that love in you. Because a lot of little girls don't get that. A lot of little girls are told, yeah, put that skin cream on. Yeah, make yourself lighter. Now you walking around, all of this is light, but this is still dark. Like
Yeah.
nobody's gonna see that. Looking crazy, and now you have skin cancers and allergies, and you can't go in the sun. So I just wonder what inspired her to say, you know what, I'm going to make sure that my babies love themselves. Like, that's what we need. We need to hear these stories so we can let other people think about it and say, you know what, they're on the right path. I want to get on that path too.
Okay. Thank you so very much.
So thank you so much. I appreciate you, and I'll talk to you soon, okay?
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.